Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. Let's go and enter Dresden and speak to Woljif and our new military advisor, who should be here by now. I guess our whole military council. Oh, land is still enlarged. Land looks resolute and serious. Don Quixote, we got ourselves settled in here, so it's time to go back for the mongrels. If we don't do it, Sol will keep stalling until Amade herself comes down to drag him out. Why do you want to go back for them? You show them the light of heaven. The shield maze has fallen. The ancient mongrel prophecy has come true. They want to go up to the surface, but they're afraid of taking the first step on their own. I can understand them. My father would have never gone to the surface if my mom hadn't encouraged him. Everyone needs support before taking an important step. Besides, you help the young ones. Save them from this eternal curse, or whatever that demon Wendewag tried to cast on them. If they don't follow you now, I'm afraid another Sabamelech might come along and take advantage of them again. Why are you coming to me with this now? Lan hesitates. You know, I just had so much on my plate. First we were running around putting out fires in Canabras. Then we were running away from the gargoyles. Then we were running to save Dresden. Why don't we run to the caves now? I could ask the queen to summon the mongrels as crusaders. Sol would like a real decree with a seal, but asking you is easier for me. Asking a queen about such a little thing is awkward, and you don't seem to have anything to do right now. You know, because managing a huge fortress is so easy. Well, let's go. We can always use more fighters. Lan smiles. Tell me when you're ready to go. I'll be waiting. Oh, our military guy isn't here yet. Okay, that's fine. Let's go talk to Woljif. We should also check out Woljif's inventory. I'm sure it's updated by now. First, let's sell the stuff that we've picked up. Out and about. Don't need this junk. Give this ring to Ember. Alright. Woljif gives you a friendly wave. Hey Chief, wanna talk? Show me what you can get using your thiefling connections. Woljif's face breaks into a happy grin. Look, Chief, the thieflings have all the best things. Oh, do they? It looks like it might be the same old junk. These might come in handy. Not gonna buy them quite yet. Alright, you wanted to tell me something in private. Woljif tries to seem calm, but his tail's lashing nervously. I don't know how to word it, so you don't just drag me straight to the Inquisitors. Is this another secret? You can trust me. I won't tell anyone. Woljif is still alert, but the motion of his tail slows. Fine. I still can't believe you took me back. No one has ever done anything like that for me before. So I guess I can trust you with some things. Not all of them, though. My shadow. I tell you that it talks now. What happened if I started carrying the moon to the abyss with me? And that's not the only thing that happened. It's been giving me strange dreams, like I'm falling inside some kind of crystal. Keep falling forever. Everything around me is shining, but dreams don't mean anything. I thought it was because the wound is so near, but there's something else. Woljif stays silent for a while, building up his courage. Chief, I'm stronger. My fingers tingle anytime I use magic now, like it's dying to come out. It wasn't like this before. I did some magic, but now it's like I can do some real damage, you know? This never happened before I took the moon. Cannot read today. Woljif gives you a pleading look. Chief, I don't know what to do with these powers. What if they get stronger? I mean, I've always thought about what I'd do if I was suddenly rich and powerful. I'd show everyone my true worth, but I'm not ready for this. It's too much for a simple fellow like me. Yes, this is my grandfather's inheritance. Why'd he leave it to me? You think he really wanted me to become stronger, so I could grab what the world owed me? As payment for all the kicks and blows, for all the mocking at the way I was born. What if it's a trap? I've never seen anything like this. You need to use its power with caution. We'll keep an eye on how the amulet works from now on. Woljif smiles condescendingly. I know a cautionary tale. The Golden Hands had a thug, a half-orc who'd bend coins and break bricks with his head for a dare. So once they asked him, can you lift the tower shield with your teeth, no hands? He tried it, and all his teeth fell out. All of them, one by one, you know. So he lived on porridge until he kicked the bucket, which happened because he couldn't lisp the password to the hideout. They shot him with a crossbow on the spot. They figured it out later, and everyone felt bad about it. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, that's when I realized that even if you have great strength, you need to use your brain too. Now if Vodiel gets to me again, I'll be ready. Thanks for understanding, Chief. I don't know what I'd do without you. Vodiel, Igfeles, there are too many demons hanging around you. And the Moon of the Abyss turned out to be of demonic origin as well. Woljif sighs heavily. You think I like it? If it was up to me, I would never have met them. Now this is how I see it. Igfeles must be my grandfather, since they call me his spawn. Vodiel, that spiked ugly mug, came to try to collect some of the old demon's debt from me. I know how it goes. We have uncles for this in the family. Big thugs, but without the spikes, who go around beating money out of late payers. The Hepsamira he's talking about must be like our sister Charisme, but for demons. And old Gramps crossed her somehow, but she just can't get over it. He probably stole the Moon of the Abyss from her. I don't know, but I would have. And the moon. Hey Grandpa, you should have left me a note or something. Chief, I think he expected better of me than how I turned out in the end. He probably thought he'd have a smart grandkid who knew what the moon was for and what to do with it. But he got me. Woljif's tail dropped sadly. So what if he was a demon? I don't want to let him down, you know? He believed in me, I guess. Just you and him, Chief. The only two people in the whole world who believe in me. That's why I have to figure this thing out. Alright. A quick glance and see if Duval is here. Let's see him on the map.
I'll go ahead.
Alright.
I know the way.
So I missed the quest update last episode, but someone in the comments had let me know that I'm needed back at the court.
Final check. Knee pads in place. Pillow in case of spontaneous collapse in place. Chronometer in place and running. I hereby commence the experiment. Today we will learn if members of my race are capable of sleeping standing up.
I can sleep standing up.
I know what to do.
Neat little trick I picked up when I was in the military. I have no idea who I'm supposed to talk to here.
Follow my lead.
Two hoof prints are visible at the very edge of the precipice, as if someone had been rearing up on a horse here. I but the lovely dragon was here. If you're reading this, give me a cookie.
As it should be.
Learning through experimentation is so much more exciting than studying dry, dull theory. You just mix together all the substances that look promising, and then boom. Just kidding. Are any of your potions for sale, Matris? Of course. It's not just potions either. My friends bring me all sorts of goods to sell. When I say all sorts, I mean it. How do you like it here in the court? It's simply wonderful. You've no idea how tired I am of prejudice. Why are people so horrible to alchemists who worship the god of inebriants, I ask you? Let me see what you have for sale. The Goggles of Ferocious Pact. The wearer gets a -2 penalty to armor class, a -5 penalty to persuasion skill checks, and a -2 penalty to fortitude saving throws. But gets a +4 bonus to damage rolls, a +3 bonus to will saving throws, and a +3 enhancement bonus to wisdom score. And that +4 bonus to damage rolls is very tempting. Joke of Fate. When this +3 composite shortbow lands a hit... Nope, that's the wrong one. When this +3 agile star knife lands a hit, the target must pass a will saving throw or become cursed. This curse reverses the effects of positive energy. If it healed this creature before, it now deals damage, and vice versa. Wand of Odd Miracles. Well, let me inspect these in the store. The subject's outline appears blurred, shifting and wavering. This distortion grants the subject concealment 20% mischance. A see invisibility spell does not counteract the blur effect, but a true seeing spell does. And then opponents that cannot see the subject ignore the spell something something. It says the spell is available to Nenio and Woljif. Is it just blur? Or are there multiple effects? Surefire Gloves. Whenever the wearer of these gloves lands a hit with a ranged weapon on an enemy within 30 feet, it deals additional 1-6 piercing damage and applies bleed for 1 to 3 rounds. That's pretty good. Earth's Embrace. The shirt grants its wearer a +2 enhancement bonus to Constitution, a +4 bonus on saving throws against fire, and a +4 competence bonus on lower nature checks. That's also good. A little expensive, but I think this is really good for Lan. He gets an additional 1-6 piercing damage on top of all of his other damage, and applies bleed for 1 to 3 rounds. Can't go wrong with that. As for this shirt, I'll give it to her. Great. Who's my lower nature person? Alright, works for me. Melted rocks, colorful stains left by various substances, and a strange smell indicate the presence of Matris Ola Devara, the alchemist. Halfling's dummies for combat training. Each dummy has a sign lovingly attached to it displaying a name, such as Gwenda the Meanie or Tubby the Strawman. But I'm your halfling warriors. We're the Vol halflings.
That is not far.
The mysterious word Vol halflings has been carved in the stone. Let's not talk to them yet. Let's go back up top. Where our good maestro is hanging out. See if he has anything to sell as well. This place is so inspiring. Is that it? Okay, well, let's go talk to the big three. Don Quixote, finally. We have two surprises in store for you. One of them planned, and the other, not so much. Let me tell you about the unexpected one first. Yesterday, one of the cavalry sculptors accidentally shattered Maestro Avon's favorite cup and buried the shards to conceal his wrongdoing. The first consequence is that war has broken out between our inspired artists. I'm not just talking about clashing styles. The Maestro discovered the cup's disappearance and declared his own personal crusade against all the cavalry sculptors. He's frightening when moved to anger. And the second consequence is this. Veronica opens her hand to reveal what looks like pieces of rainbow that have somehow turned into physical matter. This is the Maestro's ill-fated cup. Ever since your power manifested itself here, this place has started to transform things. Not just anything either. When it was discovered, the gnomes were eager to bury just about everything they had lying around, even a couple of their own comrades, with their enthusiastic approval, of course. We even had to ask the Chaldarian warriors to rein them in. We did learn a great deal. It seems the garden doesn't affect unusual items. Burying amulets or magic weapons would yield no results. If you bury some trivial everyday item, it'll be transformed into something marvelous. Yeah, I want to bury something too. Why don't you do just that? Well, make sure it's not something you're likely to need later. Things that materialize here might be beautiful, but you wouldn't exactly use them in everyday life. Is this a manifestation of my power as well? Yes, I've been studying it for some time, but there's no need for in-depth analysis here. Each item transformed by the garden is imprinted with your power. You might as well have signed your name. Now what about this plan surprise? Oh yes, just remember to visit Maestro Avon Tureen and the Cavalry Sculptors. They wanted to share their own thoughts on the garden's unusual properties with you. Oak draws in a deep breath. And now for the surprise. Try to put together everything we know about your power. We started back in Canabris. Now we finally figured it out. It's not like we gained any particular insight into your abilities. We have devised a special guiding ritual. Everything you do is linked to the impulses of your heart. Beautiful impulses. And now we know how to transport you to the place your heart is calling for at any one moment. It might be the Gardens of Elysium, or perhaps the domain of Desna herself. We're right in assuming that she granted you this power. Isn't it just magical? To visit Elysium for real, to meet its wonderful creatures, to discover other ways to prove yourself. We're ready to proceed with the ritual anytime you want. Oh, I know. We'll fly home. Or maybe not. But it'll be fun wherever we go. Is it just me, or have they ignored the how to get back here part? Yeah, how exactly are you going to bring me back here? We haven't thought of that yet. We're almost sure you'll be able to come back on your own. Or maybe with help from those you meet in Elysium. If it comes to it, we'll figure out where you teleported and send a rescue party to get you. We've got a full court of volunteers here. Yeah, need some time to prepare. Sure, just don't take too long. What we're doing here is all about your true self and true purpose after all. Let's go talk to the Cavalry Sculptors and the Maestro first. Okay, don't have anything to say. To the Maestro. Oh, he's already up here. Perfect. On a tiny horse. Would you kindly dismount, my esteemed colleague? Maestro Aventurine speaks politely and softly, but his stiff expression indicates that it has cost him a great deal of effort. I am a cavalry sculptor. A mount is an essential part of my art. You wouldn't think of asking an ordinary artist to put away their easel when discussing art, now would you? An essential part of your art has already tried to chew up my sketch folder twice, remarks a street artist sourly, but doesn't protest any further. So as regards to the gist of our argument, oh, here's the master of the court. Do excuse us. We were absorbed in a rather heated discussion. What were you arguing about? The same old question that made you ask our good Desden adepts to invite you over for a chat, Commander, replies the artist softly, or loftily. Surely you must have heard already. Ever since you created a garden in this ridge, many items buried here have been quite literally transformed. You've created a truly magical place. This ridge can transform even the most trivial of things. It's hard for me to describe the elation it brings me. This is what true art should be like. It is a reminder that we can always transform our own story into a fairy tale. However, certain creative differences arose when we began discussing how to put the ridge's miraculous properties to good use. You see, some of the transformed items become edible, whereas others would make the perfect material for mosaic pieces. I would like to create a piece of rupestral art using the latter, but the esteemed cavalry sculptors have other plans for them. Yeah, right. Who in the right mind would take magic items from a magic rock to turn into a garden right in the middle of the world wound, and use them for an ordinary picture or mosaic? We've gotten a better idea. An edible sculpture. We're going to create the most innovative work of art in the history of Mendev, even Galarian, and then let the public devour it. A tasty treat, hooray! A huge gingerbread demon, right? Then again, seeing the ridge covered in a beautiful mosaic would be terrific too. Tell me again about how the items are being transformed. I'll tell him myself. So all you do is grab something useless and put it in a hole in the ground, and then poof, it becomes nice and shiny, but still useless. Or even better, it becomes edible and tasty, and not useless anymore. Yes, it's exactly as Ivu said. Ever since he turned this patch of corrupted land into a garden, certain items buried in its soil have randomly transformed into something else. Why can't we just do both? It's all about what's novel, Commander. The first work of art created from the magical transformed items of your court will be the gnome pauses, frames grandly. A major event. But the second work of art, not so much. We've already seen that is all people will have to say about it. So you've got to choose. Well, as a cavalry class, I'm going to side with the cavalry. Plus, Ivu's going to like the edible sculpture idea. So I like the idea of an edible sculpture. Maestro Aventurine looks at you in disbelief, and then sighs heavily. I'm too old for all of this. Hey, cheer up, my friend. The biggest piece of our sculpture will be yours for the eating. Now, Commander, we need some help to make it. It'd be good if you could obtain any items that will transform into tasty treats, and bury them here in the court. We need at least 30 of them. We can't do it without you. Aventurine and the sculptor gnomes... Should that not be plural? Aventurine and the sculptor gnome eye each other resentfully. What is it you want from me again? Gather 30 ingredients from our list, and give them to whichever one of us you consider more worthy of the opportunity to craft a masterpiece. I need colored mosaic pieces. These are the most colorful items transformed by our garden court. And we need edible stuff for an edible sculpture.
As it should be.
Did I just leave it there? I don't know how it's supposed to work. Now, as for things I need to collect, does it tell me what I need to bring? Oh no, I bury them and then bring them to them. Okay.
I'll go ahead.
How do I know it doesn't mark it after I bury it? Is it working? I don't think it's working.
I know the way.
Let's do this ritual. Then I'll figure that out probably off camera. I don't know if I need to like bury it and then wait. You find 3 pairs of eyes staring at you. So, are you ready for the ritual? I'm ready. Let's begin the ritual right away. Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. We've got it right. We're about to accomplish something truly wondrous.
Follow my lead.
We can leave whatever we want. This looks a little demonic to me. An old cauldron with the smell of alcohol still lingering around it. It is smashed and beyond repair. The cover lay on the bed. It looks like it would crumble to dust at the slightest touch.
Time's not waiting.
No reason to...
A failure is just a step to a success.
Of course she rolls a 2. She's off by a 1. Each vessel contains a dead body. Many of them are strangely deformed, or show multiple stitches and incisions. A woman's body clings to the wall, like she was trying to scratch her way out.
Something over there.
I'm down,
As
Bucephalus.
it should be.
Alright, so headband of vast intelligence. I much prefer this hat. I like casting haste and slow faster. Does anyone need this? I don't think so.
That is not far.
Before you some kind of magical device. It looks old and broken. A large oddly shaped crystal is wedged tightly into a slot in the device. Touch the crystal.
Day 16. Abadius 4662. Experiment transformation. Subject young male, half fiend. Objective to study the properties of hybrid souls. Desired result to see the same results that were previously achieved on full-fledged demons. Suture, bring me one more crystal. I believe I'm almost there.
Ah, it's you. Good. Very good.
The judge demon that appears before you is a pitiful specimen, even for his own ilk, which are distinguished by neither strength nor terrifying appearance. His peeling skin is covered in scars, and his hands are twisted at an odd angle and have a slight tremor. But he stretches his mouth in an approximation of a grin.
Have a look around. Go ahead. Meet the locals. They're not the best housemates, but there's never a dull moment. You'll like it. Here with us is definitely the place for you.
Who are you?
Me? Why do you want to know? They call me the Suture. I'm the custodian of this place. The big expert, you know? With big, expertise. I know all there is to know about it. Things nobody else knows.
The demon seems truly puzzled by the question. I've seen you before. You were disguised as a halfling. You spoke to me in Canabras before Discari attacked.
How did you... Maybe I was disguised. Maybe I did speak to you. Fat lot of use that knowledge will do you. Do you think now I'll just bare my soul and reveal all my secrets and whatnot? You can think again.
The Dretch begins in astonishment, before stopping himself and offering a smug grin. What is this place, demon?
What? You mean you don't know? It's my Lady Aurilu's, her old laboratory. She used to live here back when she was still mortal. Before those Sarkorian dogs came and took her and tossed her into the threshold. But they only found the house. They never got into the lab.
The demon's voice trembles oddly.
My lady came back here, after. When the Abyss had already bitten off a chunk of your world, and Sarkoris had become the world wound. But she never liked this place, and she abandoned it many years ago. Along with everyone in this place too. You can enter here, but leaving is impossible. Impossible. That's why all the people abandoned here got out of their cages and started living as best they could. You'll see. That's if you can get through. The lady placed barriers here that only let demons through. They don't keep me out, but you're gonna have trouble trying to break through. I heard there's a knack to it though, so keep trying. I've heard of you, succubus. The barriers won't let you through, so don't even think about trying. You might be a demon, but you've got Desna stink all over you. Pew!
Dretch peers at Arushale.
Aurilu Vorlesh lived here? This is where she summoned the Abyss? It terrifies me to even think of what could go so wrong in a mortal soul to make them choose to become a demon.
Arushale shudders, moves closer to you, almost brushing your shoulder. She whispers.
Lady Vorlesh was here, and now she's gone. What terrible luck! What a horrid confluence of circumstances! The questions I have for her already run to a dozen pages. Huh.
Nenio sighs.
To be honest, I'm glad she's not here. I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid of the moment when we'll meet face to face.
Succubus drops her head, her whisper is barely audible. Why'd you start talking to me?
Out of boredom. I've been stuck in here a long time. We don't see new faces very often, but it does happen. People come across this place by accident, wriggle inside, and then can't get out again. And isn't it a good thing I learned to speak your language? You won't find a Dretch as educated as the old Suture here.
The demon grins. Can you tell me how to get out of here by any chance?
Maybe I'll tell you. What harm will it do? But first, go and take a look around. The answer's not as simple as you might think.
I belong with you. Don't think of us as equals, demon.
Why'd you have to go squaring up to me like that, eh? Maybe I was trying to say something nice to you. To build a... a rapport with you.
The demon bares his teeth again, possibly in an attempt at a friendly smile. I do talk to demons. I have a succubus in my party, so this statement is objectively false. I have things to do.
Be careful. This place is dangerous. It hides many things that have never been seen beneath your sun. It is not my land, but it isn't yours either.
The demon suddenly tilts his head and speaks in a calmer, more serious tone. Okay, well,
I'll go ahead.
looks like we may be headed for trouble, so I'm going to call the episode here. And the next one we will continue through Aurilu Vorlesh's laboratory and see what dangers lie in wait. But for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.